Welcome back, writers. Hi, I'm Dr. Ebony. I'm your Write Well coach. I'm an English professor and an author of books for children. And in this session, we are talking about documenting family stories. If you have not watched session one, I encourage you to go back and watch. You have a homework assignment to do from class one, so I'll look forward to seeing that. I come from a long line of storytellers. And the reason I wanted to talk about this subject, the reason I started this class is because many of you have asked me about where to start. You want to start writing your family history, but you don't know where to start. And so I was inspired by those questions, but also my mom, who is probably watching. Hi, Mom. She has done years and years and years of research on our family history. She conducted interviews, she talks to everyone, she gets phone numbers, she gets pictures. She was able to do years long, I mean, years worth of research to collect as much information as she could to put our story together. One holiday, she gifted us each with a family tree book, and I've learned so much information about who I am, and I think it's really important for all of us to know who we are, where we came from, and collect as much information as we possibly can while we can, especially in this time, right? So if you have a goal of writing your family history, if you have a goal of learning about who you are, learning about who your ancestors were, I really encourage you to do this project. So class one, we talked about identifying three family members that you could interview and ask them 10 open-ended questions. So those of you who were in class last week, I hope you have those three family members identified. I hope you were able to get a lot of great information, or you're in the process of getting that information, which is great. Remember to ask open-ended questions. So we're going beyond the yes/no questions. Closed questions are you my aunt? Yes. That doesn't give you a lot of information, right? So you want to have open-ended questions, give them space to have dialogue and give you some information. So um, who are the other members of our family? What is your best advice for me? What is your best memory of our family? So ask the questions that give you some room to have a conversation, some room to be able to collect some information, okay? So you have the three family members identified. You have the 10 questions that you're going to ask them, the open-ended questions. And now what do you do with all that information? You need to put it all together, right? You need to organize it in some way. So what I want you to do for this portion of this class, I want you to identify your focus, okay? You may have come into the class wanting to um, just see what I'm talking about. You may have come into the class because you like writing. You may have come into the class because you know you want to write the family history and you don't know where to start. All of that is okay. But what I want you to do right now is identify your focus. Decide what aspects of your family history you want to document because you will probably, in talking to these three people, you'll probably get a ton of information. You'll get names, you'll get dates, you'll get events, you'll get funny stories, you'll get sad stories, you'll find out about births and deaths and weddings and fights and education and conflict. You'll find out all of this information, right? So decide before you start, right? You have the three people you're going to talk to initially. You have the 10 questions. And now I want you to decide what your focus is going to be. Is there an interest from a specific ancestor that you're interested in? Is there a particular time period that you want to know more about? Is there a certain theme that you want to know about, like maybe the family education stories, or the family businesses, or the family successes, or trials, or spirituality, or religion? um, Choose one area. If you get overwhelmed with a lot of information, or you could even choose, if you feel like you can handle all of that information, choose 2 or 3 areas that you would like to focus on. Um, so decide the specific ancestor that you're interested in, or time period, or theme that you would like to focus on. That's really going to be really important, because when you're talking to these people, when you're interviewing your family members, you're going to be able to place that information into a certain category. You're going to be able to put some, you're going to file it away, and this is information I need right now, or you can file it into maybe one day, not right now, but maybe one day, right? Um, and then also, I want you to think about the audience. So, who are you collecting this information for? Are you collecting this information for yourself? Are you collecting this information for your children, your grandchildren, um, people in the world? Who decide who your audience is going to be? So, your assignment for this week is to decide what aspects of your family history, what aspects do you want to document for this project? Okay. And I also want you to decide who your audience is going to be. That's going to be really, really important as we move further into this course. Okay. So thanks so much. That's your homework for this week. Let me know in the comments who you're writing about, who you're interviewing, what your 10 open-ended questions are, and then what aspects of your family history you are wanting to document, and then also who is the audience for all of this information. Have a great rest of your um, research time. Spend a little bit of time every day writing, jotting down your ideas. I look forward to reading more about your stories. See you next class.